Namaste. In the previous chapters, we covered yamas, good external conduct, niyamas, good self-conduct, asanas, the postures, and pranayama, the breath regulation, the four limbs of Ashtavangan. In this chapter, we're going to focus on the most important limb, which is dhyana, the meditation. As we discussed earlier, the asanas and the pranayama. By practicing asanas, we reduce the rajas, which is the disruptive energy. And with the pranayama, we reduce the tamas, the dark, slumber, and bad parts. And we elevate the sattva, which is the equanimous state. And that prepares us to practice meditation. Patanjali defines meditation as follows. Tatra pratyaya ekatanata dhyanam. Meditation is simply defined as when we keep the contents in the mind, the thoughts and the images that we have in the mind, be the same from one moment, ekatanata, from one moment to the next. That is defined as in a state of meditation. Meditation is not a practice, it's a state of being. When the pratyaya, the contents or the image in your mind stays the same from one moment to the next, that is the state of meditation. And if you observe our mind, as Vivekananda said, your mind is running around. It's like a monkey, or sometimes it's not even a monkey, it's a drunken monkey, or a monkey that's drunken monkey that's bitten. If you just close your eyes and observe your thoughts, they're going in so many different directions. And what meditation is the state of being when the image and the thought in your mind stays still. It's the same frame, whether it's the same frame from now to the next moment. It's almost like mind is like a TV that's playing in our head. And when you keep the frame or the image on the TV be the same, that's what is called the state of meditation. And this requires a lot of practice and the preparation. Again, asanas and the pranayama prepares you to get to this state. And when you are in that state of meditation, then your mind is like the surface of a clear water in a lake. It's the surface of a clear water lake. And in the surface of a clear water lake, we can literally see the depth. That means we can then see through the divine, the drishta, the purusha, the brahman, the light, the consciousness that's powering, that's shining through you. Then in that state of meditation, we become that divine. Tatra pratyaya ekatanata dhyanam. Pratyaya, keep the image in your mind to be the same from one moment to the other. That's a state of meditation. Meditation is not sleep. Meditation is not slumber. Meditation is a conscious state. In the pranayama, sometimes referred to the turiya, the fourth state, is also that silent state. Now, some people wonder, can that frame be anything? Can that image in our mind be anything? Yes, it can be. But if you focus on an image that is positive and uplifting, then that's more beneficial. But the first and foremost focus is to keep that image be the same. And as you are practicing to get into the state of meditation, we see our mind going around, and that's where we use pranayama and asana to prepare ourselves to be in that meditative state. And also by practicing yamas and niyamas, whereby practicing non-violence and being truthful, we also reduce the chatter about what's in it for me versus others. And when you reduce the chatter by practicing good yamas and the niyamas and asanas and the pranayama. That's how you enter the state of meditation. Now, what are the benefits of doing meditation? Let me share with you some of the benefits. The first one, it says, Dhyana heyad tadvrittayaha. Dhyana, by being in the state of meditation, heyad tadvrittayaha, the mind's disturbing activities or the tendencies will be eliminated. Heyad will be eliminated. What are those mind's 5 vrittis or the bad qualities? And Patanjali defines this as avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, panchaklesha. Avidya is wrong knowledge of the ignorance. Asmita is the state of I-ness. It's what's in it for me versus others. And raga, it's attachment for your desires. Dvesha is hatred. Abhinivesha is the fear of death or insecurities. These are the 5 mind's bad tendencies that create all suffering and the conflict within and for people around us. And what is avidya? Avidya is the wrong knowledge about who we are. Once we identify with this physical body and the mind, then you're always trying to protect itself. But once you realize the right knowledge with Astamangani, that we are nothing but a Nitya Sucha Sukha Atma, we are the permanent, pure bliss, indivisible, then there is nothing to be worried about. We no longer worry about our body and the mind. Asmita, when you destroy this notion of I, what's in it for me? Then again, everything that you're doing is for the welfare of others. Raga, without being hunkered around, or without being attached to your desires, or without hating anyone. Don't ever nurture hatred. And abhinivesha, rid of the fear of death or all insecurities. These are the 5 bad tendencies of the mind. Now, by practicing meditation or by getting into the state of meditation, you will destroy all these 5 bad tendencies of the mind and you become the divine. And again, meditation is not something that you do for 10 minutes. It's a meditation is a way of life. It's a meditation is a way of life. It's a meditation is a way of being, always operating with the sense of our true identity, that we are permanent, infinite bliss. And there is no separation between us and others. We are all one. We are all one. And there is no hatred. There is no deep desires. And there is no fear. That's what meditation allows us to be. And one of the other benefits, that what Patanjali says, tatra dhyanajam anashayam. When we live our life in meditation, in that meditative state, any action that you do, any thought that you produce, they will not result in any conflict. They will not result in any bondage or the karma. They'll always be pure. They'll always be divine actions. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita, that's what it says. Yogastha kuru karmani. First establish in yoga, establish in meditative state, and then act. Then we will not be attached to any outcome or the karma or the bondage. And no conflicts, no accidents. Because always be pure. Then we are the divine. So again, the goal of the entire yoga is to be in that meditative state so that we become divine. And then we submerge in samadhi, state of samadhi, where you lose the sense of this I and you submerge with the divine and you become the one and you become the Ishvara and the Brahman. And Patanjali concludes by saying, Heyam Dukkam Managatam. With this eightfold practice or eight-limbed Ashtavangani practice, we can destroy, completely eliminate dukkha, suffering, anagatam, completely eliminated, and then realize that infinite bliss. Realize our true identity, that Satchidananda, the pure, eternal bliss that we all are. And we all have this cosmic body with 8 limbs of yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. And all these things establish us to be in that meditative and the divine state, and where all our actions become divine for the welfare of others. And we are all one. And this is my understanding, my interpretation of Patanjali Yoga Sutras, and this is perhaps the most profound text that I listened to and I read, and I still have a lot more learnings to do. And before I end, I sincerely want to express my salutations and pranam to Sri Ram Sarvottamji, who introduced me to this Yoga Sutras and ignited the passion for the Yoga Sutras knowledge. And also Sri Ravi Shankarji on the Art of Living, his book on Patanjali Yoga Sutras commentary. So another big resource that I really like. And of course my friend and mentor Shailesh Visani, who we engage in regular conversations on the study of Patanjali Yoga Sutras. And of course all my other interest in reading Vedanta, Shankara's philosophy, and other scriptures allow me to create these interpretations. If my understanding is incorrect interpretation, I sincerely hope that you will reach out to me and educate me on the right path. And again, yoga is a way of life, and let's all be in that meditative state, and let's realize our true potential of Satchidananda. Namaste.